Name's Whiting Guy. I'm going to show you a really cool computer program today called ATCS Monitor, or Automated Train Control System Monitor. The file is a free download from the Yahoo group, atcsmon.com, or from the Yahoo group. I will show you. Here's your public server status for the servers on ATCS. It'll tell you what's up and what's down, what has a port and what doesn't. As you can see, the BNSF Galesburg terminal here does not have a port for the last 21 days. Actually, it has not been found for the last 21 days. It'll tell you what servers are offline. The page is updated hourly. Okay, for example, see here we have the ATCS here. No port for 2 hours. So, very interesting. Here is the Yahoo group for the, hold on, let me exit out of that. This is the home group. You have to join the group. Like I said, very useful computer program. Good for using out in the, good for rail fanning out in the field. Now, to use it in the field, if you do not have an internet connection or you do not have TeamViewer on your smartphone and on your computer, you will need a radio. A lot of the group members would suggest a Motorola MaxTrack. Depending on what you monitor, you would need a MaxTrack for 800 megahertz monitoring, which is MCP monitoring, and a 900 if you're monitoring a BCP 900 megahertz, you're going to need a 900 megahertz radio to monitor the 900 megahertz. So this is the group, and we will show you an example of an ATCS program. These individual signal icons here are several layouts that I have for just around the Chicago area, St. Louis area and stuff. The furthest one I'd have away from here, I'd say, is in Sudbury or in the Bala subdivision, which does not have any service for both. But I'm going to show you how cool this program is. Oh, and I hope you like my picture of NNW 1776 at the Virginia Museum of Transportation. Anyway, so you download the program. When you join the group, go to Files, and then Application Files. Be sure to download the ATCS Monitor 410 EXE, and then after that, put the beta version in here. You have to download this one first, and then this one second. Once you're done with that, you have everything installed. Now, some people's computers will screw up. I will let that out in the field. I'll let that out there. If your computer does not screw up and everything goes well, I will show you. Let me open up the example one here. You have to download your individual data files. So we go back to Files, and I'll just show you an example here. Okay, so you go into Data Files. Now be aware that not all mainline railroads have this. And also be aware about that CSX is currently switching everything to satellite, which is not able to be monitored by ATCS. So, alright, for example, let's go to IHB Railroad, Indiana Harbor Belt Railroad. Go in. Okay, that's not it. And you'll have the text files here. Some stuff will not be able to be found in certain folders, so you have to read the text. See CSX bar files, TXT. The bar subdivision, by the way, did not have Does not have a kit for that, but it is in a separate kit. So, alright, let's go to Blue Island. Go back. And we will go to CSX. I think it would be under Chicago Division. I'm gonna have to remember what I'm looking for here. Just bear with me. Ah, here we are. Alright, here's your bar subdivision. Does not have a kit. But the Blue Island subdivision does, I believe. Okay. Indiana Harbor Belt B&O Chicago Terminal. Download your stuff. And it will be in a zip file. Now, we jump back over to the example one that I opened up, which this will be the one you will open up first. In order to install the kits, go to Actions, Install Monitoring Kit. Now, it will be, you have to go to your desktop, and then, depending on what operating system you have, desktop, then whatever your PC name is, and click on that, and then downloads. Here, these are all the files I have that, you've got the B&O Chicago Terminal. I'm going to use the one that I just downloaded. So, once you have that, you click on your kit, put it there, and then you hit install. You let it install. Now here's the thing, you will either get this message, install monitoring kit successful. You will either get that, or a runtime error 70, permission denied. If you get that, there is a chance that the stuff you downloaded when you shut down the computer will be deleted. Do not worry. Those downloads can be re-downloaded and reinstalled. I found this out on the last two computers. Once it deleted everything, I reinstalled everything, and now I get the installation successful message. If it doesn't delete it though, don't worry. I will show you how to load it. It will not create a desktop icon. To load it without the desktop icon, you just go to load profile, which I clicked, and you look for your profile. In this case, we'll load the case, or not KCS, but Sunrail feed for the Sunrail. Here is your layout for the Sunrail. As you can see, northeast of land, which is where I used to live, and I used to live in Orange City. So, for everybody out in Florida, hello. You have northeast of land, which received an indication, and you got your BCP. Don't ask me what BCP and MCP stands for. I have no clue. But it seems like nothing else is receiving any info on this. So we'll go to the kit that I've had open for the last 24 hours. Or close to 24 hours. So, now you know how to download it and install. I will show you one more thing. If the kit that you want does not have an INI file, I will show you what you will get. Okay, so we'll go to CSX Toledo sub. I think that's... Let me try that one. Oh! Okay, scratch that. That's not the one we wanted. I didn't get that to install finally. Okay. Let me go back into that. Actions, install monitoring kit, desktop, Shad, downloads. Oh, by the way, for all you that know me as Whiting Guy, my name is Shad, so... Alright, let's see. Here's the NS Lafayette District. The server went down a while back, and now there's... Apparently, the server for this is out of service due to the fact that it is at Purdue. From what I heard, they're redoing something in the room it's installed in. So, we'll hit install here. It's got that. Now you will get a no profile INI found in the kit. I believe that means there's no server, so... Well, now you got the basics. Now we get to the fun stuff. Close that. How big is my file? Okay. We are gonna go to the NS Chicago line. By the way, for those of you that do monitor the NS Chicago line, I'm pretty sure you know that anything west of 502 doesn't work. Close to the end of September, early October, if everything goes right, I should be able to fix that problem. I only live a block from CP 506 and 507, and about quarter of a mile from 505. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully at the end of September, early October, I'm gonna have a server up to cover everything that does not work west of 502. Can't guarantee that I'll pick up 503. We'll find that out if we do get the server in. Okay. Anyway, back to topic. You monitor it. I'm gonna show you what this does. Seeing all kinds of colors. I'm only seeing a couple colors on here. What do all these colors mean? I'll explain. Obviously, green means someone's lined up. So, up here at NS Inglewood on the Metro, Rock Island District, somebody's lined up. Red means, if it's not glitching, that there's somebody in the block. Okay, so we'll take a look at CP502. When it receives an indication, it will, the MCP, which is this, well, when you first start it, it'll be white, but within a few seconds it should turn to red, or whatever color. And we'll watch. See how 483 flashed? That means it received an indication. Now we're gonna go in to the NS file. Actually, I'll just explain. If the 502 just received an indication, and the guy's in the block. The guy on main track 1's in the block. Now, 502, you got your MCPs, which is your milepost location, in this case CP502. Now if we go into the, see what the MCPs are, you got several other things here, bytes. You got 8 bytes for this particular location. You got 8 bytes and 8 bits. These bits and bytes are individual track addresses. Yes, this is basically a address broken down into smaller addresses. So we'll do a little test here, just to show you what this does. Okay, so you got the CN East request. When the CN wants to request eastbound, they have to call the NS dispatcher. The NS dispatcher will put now we see the harbor just real quick. The Indiana Harbor Belt going across 502 just got lit up, so they're coming out of the inland lakefront yard. Anyway, back on topic. If a CN crew on the XEJ&E lakefront branch needs to get across westbound, we'll do a little test. Hopefully it does not receive an indication while I'm doing this. So we hit it twice, it's highlighted yellow. Now you hit test. This anything with a little arrow next to it, any signal on any layout, means that somebody is requesting movement in that direction. So, now we'll do these two, which will never happen because it's a single track and you can't get it in a northwest or west request and east request, and anyway they only run 1 train a day on it, so do it again. There's that. Now we know how that works, and these are the end of the smaller track addresses are mnemonics. Now, as you can see, 501 was working earlier this morning, and then it quit. Now we're gonna look. monitor this because I live right down the street from it, so... Anyway, if the MCP for any milepost location, let's just take in this case 502, is red, that means it's received an indication. Orange is some other type of indication, which I've never ever seen on this. And blue, which occasionally appears here at CP100, blue is I believe is a control indication. Okay, we have Curtis E here that just received a control indication. So that is something you'd have to ask the other group about that or read about it. I don't understand what it means. All I know is that the blue means that they have a route, they want a route, and then red means that the dispatcher cleared it out. So now, as you noticed, a lot of stuff west of CP502 does not work because the server that's supposed to cover it doesn't cover it. So, and when it does, it's a miracle. Like last night, everything was lit up past 502, which is very unusual. So, we're gonna show, while I'm on the topic of that, I'm gonna show you what the cool thing about some of this is. So at CP509, we have the Calumet River Lift Bridge, which is really interesting. You figure if the bridge goes up, you won't know. In some layouts, if the MCP is set up for that, exactly, you will know exactly if it is up. So we're gonna click on that. Now I gotta find it. I gotta find it here, so just bear with me. BRC West request, CN, WK, where the heck is it? Down WK, that should be it. See, I gotta go in here guessing which one it is. It's not the BRC ones. Bear with me, I gotta figure out which one it is. BRWK, I think it should be. No. Excuse me. I don't know what the heck it is. Okay, I don't know what the hell it is. Oh, by the way, these little blue things here, blue marks, indicate switches, except here at 509 it indicates where there's no switch to derail for where when the bridge goes up. Alright, back to what I was doing. Alright, I can't find it, but usually when the 509 bridge goes up, which means they'll let the boat through, it'll let you know that's when the server's working. Right now, as you can see, the server's crap. The server for it is crap, except I sent indication. Now be aware that you cannot send stuff to these, so this is a read-only program. It can never be changed to be misused to screw operations up. So basically what I did was I sent an indication just to the program to test these mnemonics out, but did not do anything to the actual thing, which is about 3 miles from here. So that doesn't work. Now in this case, I have noticed whenever 503 bridges, when the 503 bridge goes up, it doesn't work. So it does not tell you when the bridge is up. But it is a very good computer program for using out in the field. Like I said, not all lines have it, and this particular line does. We're going to show you another line similar to this. It's basically Northwest Indiana, the whole Northwest Indiana layout. You got the harbor, you got the Anna Chicago district here. You've got the Indiana Harbor Belt here that eventually curves up towards 502. And here's CP100, which is also on an NS layout. Your CSX bar subdivision is here. We go up. The Garrett subdivision. Then the Porter branch. And then some more the eastern end of the Chicago line. Oops, wrong thing. Down here we've got on the harbor here at CP Griselli, the CN Whiting branch, or the XEJNE Whiting branch comes into play here. And then this is the harbor. Anything south of Osborne here, though, is NS Kankakee line, which does not have ATCS. So we come down, and then starting over here at Ivanhoe is the XEJNE Madison subdivision, which comes all the way down. At Griffith, it crosses the X Grand Trunk Elston subdivision. And then recently, anything, I believe, past Munster, or Hayes interlocking here, which is actually has the NS, part of the NS Kankakee line, which is about the only part that has the ATCS in it. These, anything west of Hayes interlocking is the CSX Elston sub, so, which is X Grand Trunk, or XCN, X Grand Trunk. And then you get the Monon subdivision, which ties in here. That's the only part of the Monon sub, including down here at Dyer, that will have the ATCS. Very interesting layout. Like I said, figure out what line you have in your area, see, and then go and join the Yahoo group and see if the line you live by has a layout. So then you can hit control and see what's received indications, what's not. And then if you hit shift while you're in the window, you can see how long it is since the locations last received an indication. So also with the ATCS monitor, you can monitor your end of train devices, but you need a radio for this. So if you want to monitor, I don't know if a Motorola MaxTrack would be able to. Scanner wise, I would not use a scanner for the MCP and BCP monitoring. A lot of the Yahoo group members would say so also. I learned this the hard way. What I can tell you is to monitor your end of train devices, which run on the frequency of 457.9375, I believe. 457.9375. You can monitor on there with the regular scanner. Be aware though that you have to install a discriminator tap on your scanner if you're into scanning and you don't know where your tap is. I will give you a scanner. I'll give you the name of the scanner. It's old, but it's real easy to modify. The pin you're supposed to modify is right there. So, like I said, and Yahoo Groups even members would even say they don't recommend a scanner for monitoring your BCP and MCP stuff. EOTs I'm not sure about. Personally, I would just use a scanner. It's easier. The name of that scanner, if you're no good with soldering, or very, very bad soldering like I am, it's a Radio Shack Pro 95 is a good scanner. If you do get it, and you want to modify it with the discriminator tap, which all you need is a 1/4 watt resistor, or 1/4 ohm resistor, I believe, headphone jack from Radio Shack, and then just 2 pieces of wire. That's it. A 2-year-old could do this if they were good at soldering, but you need a soldering iron, of course. Wow, never. So, you open the thing up, the scanner. There's going to be a pin somewhere on the PC board called TP4. You you solder your resistor to the positive part of the headphone jack. The other wire for the ground, solder to the negative. Ground wire can be soldered anywhere where there's a metal piece of metal on the scanner. The hot wire, I would call it, that has to be soldered. The one with the resistor has to be soldered to the TP4. Once you're done, run your wires through before you solder. Once you got it done, come back into your ATCS program, configure, options. You're gonna do your protocol. First, we're gonna choose a different. First, we're gonna do data source. You want to do sound card. Always use sound card. Now, I don't know why my computer has two of these, but they're the same. But choose your device. Once you've got that sound card, go over to protocol. Change it to EOT. In this case, I would just make a separate kit for this. Which actually I would really do with the since the just the regular one when you first download it does not have a server, I would just use this for your EOT monitoring. So I'd go back into options, data source, sound card, then protocol, EOT, hit that puppy OK, save your file, save, and then I'd just rename it, which is program files, EOT, MONI, save, and I don't know if it made a desktop icon. I don't think so. No. So that, something like that, you'd have to go back in and individually load it. Or I could see if I could make a desktop icon. The heck? Oh. File, load profile. Should be right here. Address in use. Should not be doing that. So, there's your basics though. I mean, just to view your EOTs, which I cannot show you because I don't have the scanner. Just EOT details, and it will give you everything. Details everything with the EOT it picks up. And it's glitching again. So, there you have it though. Hopefully, I think you're tired of hearing me talk, so, there you go. So, there's your basics for ATCS.